Your Paper 1 exam is the most important GCSE history exam that you sit, worth 45% of your total marks for your history GCSE. You have 2 hours in total for the paper and must answer all questions within this time limit, focusing on the larger mark questions as these gain you the most marks and, therefore, are more likely to lead to you gaining a higher grade in your exam. Your Paper 1 exam is split into 2 sections. Section 1 involves questions on international relations, in this case questions on the Cold War, taken from the Green History Revision Checklist sheet. Section 2 involves questions on the USA during the 1920s and 1930s, also taken from the Green History Revision Checklist sheet. In both sections, you're expected to answer a number of source questions and a set of 4, 6 and 10 mark own knowledge questions. The first section in the paper will include questions on the Cold War. As you can see, there are 2 source questions. All students must answer both of these questions. Pay close attention to the timings given in each question paper. They will be different every year. In this case, the examiner asks you to spend 15 minutes on the source questions and 35 minutes on the own knowledge questions. First, split the cartoon into 4 and read through any text that appears in any of the sources and underline keywords. Make a short note of the 3 golden rules that you need to use in all source questions. 1. Answer the question directly. 2. Use quotes and own knowledge in every single paragraph. 3. Use the 4 C's if stuck. Content. What does the source say and is it correct? Context. What events were happening at the time that the source was created? Compare. Does the source ask you to compare questions or sources? If so, do this. Conclude. Answer the question directly again in a clear conclusion. After you've done these 2 source questions, you must complete some own knowledge questions from a choice of 2 questions. In this case, you can choose to answer either all of question 2, A, B and C, or all of question 3, A, B and C. My advice is to choose the question that has the easiest 10 mark question and begin by spending 20 minutes answering this 10 mark question, giving 3 or 4 PEE paragraphs answering the question and ending with a clear conclusion. Be strict on your timings here and spend a full 20 minutes answering the 10 mark question. Spend a further 10 minutes answering the 6 mark question, writing 2 or 3 PEE paragraphs explaining why. Then spend the final 5 minutes answering the 4 mark question in 4 sentences containing brief examples in each of the 4 sentences. Once you've answered these questions, you should have 70 minutes of your exam left. Flip the pages of the booklet and ignore content that you haven't studied. In this case, you haven't studied any of this section. If it doesn't look familiar at all, leave it out. Flip through to the section containing the USA. Again, pay close attention to the timings given in each question. They'll be different in every single year. In this case, the examiner asks you to spend 70 minutes in this section, 35 minutes on the cartoon section, and 35 minutes on the questions on the back. First, split the cartoon or sources into 4 and read through all of the text and underline all of the key parts. Remember, if you want to, you can always take apart the exam booklets so that you can see all of the questions. That makes it a bit easier just to read the questions and compare them to the sources. Again, make a note of the 3 golden rules. Make sure that you use these in all source questions. Number 1, answer the question directly. Number 2, use quotes and own knowledge in every paragraph. Number 3, use the 4 C's if stuck. Discuss content, what the source says and is it correct. Discuss the context, what events were happening at the time that the source was created. Compare, does the source ask you to compare sources together? If so, do this, and also conclude. Answer the question directly again in a clear conclusion. After you've done these source questions, you must choose 1 complete own knowledge set question from a choice of 2. In this case, you can choose to answer either all of question 8, A, B and C, or all of question 9, A, B and C. Again, my advice is to choose the question that has the easiest 10-mark question and begin by spending 20 minutes writing this, giving 3 or 4 PEE paragraphs answering this question, plus a clear conclusion at the end. Be really strict on your timings and take a full 20 minutes answering this question. This is key to you doing well. Spend a further 10 minutes answering the 6-mark question, writing 2 or 3 PE paragraphs, then spend the final 5 minutes answering the 4-mark question in 4 sentences containing brief examples of evidence in each sentence. If you finish the exam with extra time, never ever sit doing nothing. Go back through your writing, add in extra paragraphs and evidence, focusing particularly on the larger mark questions. You should always use the full 2 hours. Never ever stop writing in the exam. There's always something you can add that will pick you up marks. Only stop when the examiner asks you to stop. Please spend every single second getting as many evidence marks as you can. For all of this, use the green content checklist sheet to revise each topic and create clear spider diagrams, give me 5 diagrams, or questions and answers to test yourself. Be active in your revision. There's videos that you can watch by typing in Mr. Carse to YouTube, there's podcasts that you can download by typing in Mr. Carse to the iTunes search engine, and there's also give me 5 diagrams that have been emailed round to you. Please be active in your revision, but above all, good luck.